The rapid rise of global tech companies is reshaping the traditional landscape once dominated by American firms. Asian giants such as Alibaba, Tencent, and Samsung have emerged as powerful forces, disrupting U.S. dominance in e-commerce, social media, and electronics. These companies have not only captured vast domestic markets, but also expanded internationally with increasing influence. Their success is driven by strong innovation, localized strategies, and massive user bases, challenging the hegemony of companies like Amazon, Meta, and Apple. Simultaneously, European firms like Spotify and Zentral are carving out significant niches in specific sectors. Spotify has revolutionized the music streaming industry, competing fiercely with Apple Music and YouTube Music. Zentral, a rising ERP software company, is gaining traction among small and mid-sized businesses by offering agile, customer-centric solutions that contrast with more rigid American software giants. These developments signal a broader shift in the global tech balance, where companies outside the US are proving they can compete on innovation, scale, and user engagement. Consumer behavior is also evolving. Around the world, there's a growing preference for local tech brands that better understand regional needs and cultural nuances. This shift is fueling the momentum of non-American tech firms. As people become more conscious of data privacy, pricing, and digital sovereignty, local alternatives are increasingly seen as more trustworthy or relevant. This change in consumer preference is a key driver in the global redistribution of tech power, marking a new era where technological leadership is no longer confined to Silicon Valley. Like the video and subscribe for more great content. American tech giants are facing mounting challenges on multiple fronts, threatening their long-standing dominance in the global technology sector. One of the most significant hurdles comes from increased regulatory scrutiny. In both the United States and the European Union, governments are cracking down on monopolistic practices through antitrust lawsuits and stricter oversight. Companies like Google, Apple, Amazon, and Meta are being investigated or fined for practices seen as anti-competitive, leading to limitations on their market power and business strategies. At the same time, rising public concern over data privacy and security is reshaping consumer behavior. Scandals involving user data misuse have eroded trust in large tech corporations, prompting many individuals and organizations to seek alternative platforms that prioritize transparency and user control. This growing awareness is pressuring American tech firms to revise their data practices, while also giving an edge to emerging competitors who emphasize privacy by design. Additionally, the rapid development of advanced technologies, such as artificial intelligence and blockchain, is reshuffling the competitive landscape. These innovations are lowering the barrier to entry for startups and non-traditional players, enabling them to disrupt established markets. For instance, decentralized platforms powered by blockchain are challenging traditional models of data ownership and online transactions, while AI-driven tools are revolutionizing everything from customer service to logistics. As a result, new tech players are gaining ground, challenging the status quo and reducing the dominance of American tech titans. In this evolving environment, adaptability and innovation are no longer optional. They are essential for survival. The future of technological dominance is shifting toward a multipolar world, where no single country or company holds absolute control over the global tech landscape. This emerging reality reflects a growing number of competitive players from various regions, Asia, Europe, North America, and beyond, vying for influence and market share in both established and emerging sectors. Rather than a unipolar dominance centered in Silicon Valley, we are witnessing a diversification of innovation hubs around the world. This transition is marked by a focus on specialization and niche markets. Companies are increasingly directing their efforts towards specific areas such as fintech, health tech, edtech, or AI-driven solutions tailored to local needs. This specialization allows smaller players to compete effectively against larger firms by offering unique value propositions and solving problems that broad, one-size-fits-all solutions often overlook. As a result, the tech ecosystem is becoming more competitive, fragmented, and rich in diversity. Furthermore, global collaboration is becoming a key driver of progress. Partnerships between tech firms across regions are enabling the exchange of expertise, resources, and access to new markets. For example, a European AI startup might partner with an Asian hardware manufacturer to deliver innovative, scalable products. These strategic alliances enhance resilience, foster innovation, and break down the barriers once set by geopolitical and economic boundaries. In this evolving landscape, cooperation may become just as important as competition in defining future tech leadership. To maintain their leadership in an increasingly competitive and fragmented global market, American tech giants must adopt strategic adaptations that align with the evolving technological and geopolitical landscape. One critical approach is to invest heavily in innovation and the development of products and services tailored to local markets. Instead of relying solely on globalized, one-size-fits-all solutions, U.S. tech firms need to understand regional preferences, cultural nuances, and economic conditions. This includes developing localized versions of apps, integrating region-specific features, and addressing language, regulatory, and infrastructure differences to better serve diverse user bases. Forming stronger partnerships with emerging tech companies in Asia and Europe is another essential strategy. Collaborating with innovative startups and regional leaders can provide American firms with faster access to new technologies, fresh perspectives, and untapped markets. These alliances enable knowledge exchange, reduce entry barriers in foreign regions, and foster mutual growth. For example, a U.S. cloud provider might collaborate with a European cybersecurity firm to strengthen its data protection offerings in the EU, or with an Asian AI startup to enhance personalization capabilities in local apps. Additionally, prioritizing user data security and privacy has become non-negotiable. With consumers increasingly aware of how their personal information is handled, tech companies must implement transparent, robust privacy practices to rebuild trust. Strengthening compliance with data regulations like GDPR, offering more user control over data, and being proactive in addressing breaches will be key to regaining consumer confidence. In today's climate, trust is not just a feature, it is a competitive advantage. The emergence of a new era in technological competition signals a shift away from the unchallenged dominance of American tech giants, though it does not guarantee their decline. What is certain, however, is the undeniable rise of global players who are increasingly shaping the future of the tech industry. Companies from Asia, Europe, and other regions are innovating rapidly, capturing market share, and redefining what it means to lead in areas like AI, e-commerce, fintech, and cybersecurity. In response, U.S. tech companies must evolve to remain competitive in this dynamic environment. This involves not only keeping pace with technological advancements, but also adapting to new consumer behaviors, regional market demands, and international regulatory frameworks. Flexibility, speed, and cultural intelligence are becoming just as important as scale and capital. Looking ahead, the future of the tech industry depends on more than just competition. It rests on innovation, collaboration, and the creation of a fairer, more inclusive global tech ecosystem. Companies that invest in open innovation, build diverse teams, and form cross-border partnerships will be better positioned to thrive. It is not about dominating others, but about co-creating the future. As boundaries between markets blur and technology continues to integrate into every aspect of life, the most successful players will be those who contribute to a balanced, ethical, and globally connected tech landscape. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, drop a comment below to share your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on future content. Your support helps this channel grow and keeps the stories coming. Thanks for being here.